Just one of the reasons was throughout my career I was quite unlucky with injuries. So it was actually when I went to Hull FC, I was out with a back injury and probably really lucky to just get the opportunity with Lee Radford to go down and help out with the under-19s. I think I only did probably 3 sessions throughout the year, but dipped my toe in there and really enjoyed it. I thought it was really satisfying, and I knew from then that was something that I wanted to progress into after rugby. As you're playing, you're probably in that bit of a circle where you're just going week to week playing, enjoying being a player. I don't think until I got injured it was something I thought about. It was probably my 4th or 5th injury in my career, and I was starting to think I'd just become a dad as well, and thought, I probably need to start thinking of the future here. I was really passionate about the game, and I always have been, and as soon as I did a couple of sessions there, I thought, oh no, this is something that I really would like to get into.
It was pretty simple. I was looking for either an experienced assistant coach or a young, fresh assistant coach, not one in between. And Eamon, made contact with me. His playing career finished early due to injury, and lots of players decide that they want to go into coaching, and they say that, but they don't understand the commitment. But once I met Freddie, spoke to him, did a little bit of research around him, understood his personality and his work ethic, and his actual knowledge in the area of the game that we was looking to bring knowledge to our club. He was a great choice for us, and that's been backed up and supported by his commitment here. He's got a young family. His wife was pregnant. It's very difficult, bringing your family across to France. There was complications with his wife Holly having the baby here. She had to go back and have the baby, and he saw the birth, but then didn't see his son Remy for I think 2 or 3 weeks after that. So when you've got a person who is as committed to the cause as that, as enthusiastic as he is, with the knowledge that he's got, then we certainly knew we was onto the right person to join our club. Oh,
well, just a fantastic opportunity, and I think I'm very lucky to be so early in my coaching career and come to a club like this. Many people will think, oh, fantastic, you get to go to the south of France, and that is great, but that certainly isn't the reason why I'm here. Steve's a really good coach and been successful, coached at the highest level, and I thought this was a fantastic opportunity for me to learn and take me well out of my comfort zone as well, having to come to a different country, learn a new language, and also move a young family as well. Fantastic opportunity, and I'm really glad to be here. Yeah, I'd agree. I do think it's probably the best job to have in Super League. I thought I was really lucky to go straight from playing, from retiring with Widnes, going into coaching, and this is a completely different concept. My job role has changed as well within what I'm doing, but just all those little things, getting used to the day-to-day and how not just this club runs, but the French people run their lives as well, just adapting to life, not just a different job.
He's an energizer. He's full of energy. He's young. He's enthusiastic. Very, very committed. Works hard. But as an energizer, he's great around the group. He's a similar age to some of our senior players, but he connects really, really well with the whole of the group. And it is different when you're an English coach and you're coming into a French team. Of course, we've got lots of English-speaking people here, but you have to have the ability to connect, and you have to have the right personality to be able to connect with people who you can't often speak the same language as. And he's been superb at that. And he's a young coach. He's eager to learn. He's eager to get out there and work, and he's doing a great job.
Probably the most difficult thing at first was just getting used to the hours. As a player, you probably don't appreciate the free time that you have. It's non-stop, if I'm honest with you. You're in early and you only leave late, and even when you're leaving, when you put the kids to bed, your laptop's open and you're doing little bits of work, but it's brilliant. I think you have to love this job to be able to do it. I think if you found that a real chore going home and having to do that, then it's not the job for you. My missus isn't quite happy about it, but no, I do. I love it. I'm really enthusiastic about doing it, and I'm still learning. I'm probably going to learn for the next 10, 15 years, hopefully. So I think it's important that you work hard like that, and that is probably one of the most difficult things, is just that not going home and having free time. No, it is. It's real difficult. I think when you're a player, whether you've won or lost, you walk off the field, you're sore, you're exhausted. It's a different type of fatigue that you get of coaching, you know, that mental tiredness, and just, you know, the highs are fantastic, but the lows are really low, and you then have to go straight home and review the game. So it is difficult. I think, you know, we work hard right up until captain's run, and then it's all up to the players, and you have no control, and that's probably the most hard thing about it.
It's always a gamble. There's always an element of gamble there. But as the head coach, you do your research, you find out about the person. But I knew from the first session that he took in the wrestle room, you know, the contact area, the wrestle, the tackle is a big area for him. And I knew the way he expressed himself, the way he came across to the group, that he's got that ability. He's young. He's a similar age. He shares similar, you know, experiences with young children and everything else with some of the playing group. But is very well respected by the playing group.
I think that probably depends on the playing group, and you know yourself, what we have got here is a really good professional playing group, and they just want to get better. And you know, I've been lucky enough to play with a handful of them: Sam Tompkins, Mickey Mack, Sam Moore, and Matt Whitley as well. So sometimes, especially coming here, I thought, oh, that may be a challenge, but it's not. You know, they're professionals, and they've been great with me. You know, we try and help each other, and it's really good. It's one thing that I did think as soon as I finished playing, I thought, oh, you know, I was playing with these lads 2 months ago, and now I've got a whistle around my neck and having to try and tell them what to do. But no, they're professionals, and they're really good, and they have made my job easier.
For me, it's personality first. It's personality, it's work ethic, commitment to the cause. If you've got those things, you then have a chance to mould that person into being a coach. They have to have obviously some qualities to be able to get their ideas across, to have a knowledge of the game in specific areas. But for me, you can have all the knowledge of the game, but if you haven't got the energy, you haven't got the ability to express that and put that across, and the work ethic to go with that, then you're not going to be a successful coach. It's a very, very demanding job. People just do not understand the amount of hours and commitment that it takes. So making sure that person has that quality first and foremost is the number one, because once you're into this arena, once you're into a sporting environment, if you haven't, you quickly get found out.
Someone who's committed, willing to put the work in with players and try and help develop players. I think you can have a team full of superstars, but you know, you're going to put that work in with the young lad who's coming through, who needs to develop his game, and to take that time of commitment out for him. I think that's one big area what makes coaches such great coaches, and something I certainly try and do. I try and spend as much time with the lads who aren't in the team and try and help them on their game to get them back in. And when I spoke to you before about it being rewarding, that's probably one of the things when you see a lad who's probably not got an opportunity in the team for a couple of weeks, and he works hard on his game and then gets back in the team, and you see him that he's developed that part of his game is really rewarding. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It did. It certainly made, you know, retiring easier, although it was difficult. You know, I've not played now for 2 years, and I still think about playing. There's no doubt about that. You know, I still miss playing. I'm just very lucky that I'm still involved in the game, and I'm grateful for that every day. I understand why some people may struggle after playing. I'm real fortunate that I didn't. Maybe that going into coaching straight away helped me with that. But I do think that the sport does a lot for lads who are retiring, and that's one thing I certainly realised when I did. People like Emma Rose-Warne, at the time I was at Widnes, Tim Holmes, they help you a lot, the welfare people, and they put things in place for me if I needed them, which I thought was fantastic. And I certainly think the game's made, you know, some right strides in that direction, and I hope that continues.